From a young KGB officer navigating the shadows of Cold War geopolitics to becoming Russia's president, Vladimir Putin's journey reflects ambition, resilience, and an unwavering vision for his country. Join me as we explore the trajectory of a leader who has both captivated and divided the world. The story of Vladimir Putin begins in the city of Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, a city that bore the scars of World War II and the weight of Soviet ambition. Born in 1952, he grew up in modest circumstances, living with his parents in a communal apartment, a far cry from the opulence of the Kremlin. He excelled in academics, particularly in German and history. In 1975, after graduating from Leningrad State University with a degree in law, Vladimir Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union's intelligence agency. As an officer, he was posted to Dresden in East Germany, where he operated in intelligence and counterintelligence during the height of the Cold War. There, he honed his skills in surveillance, diplomacy, and intelligence gathering, gaining a first-hand understanding of the geopolitical tensions that shaped the era. And as the Berlin Wall fell and the Soviet Union began to crumble, he returned to a Russia in turmoil. Vladimir Putin's entry into politics began in the early 1990s. Working as an advisor focusing on economic reforms to Anatoly Sobchak, the mayor of St. Petersburg, he earned recognition for his organizational skills, his ability to attract foreign investment, his efficiency, discretion, and loyalty, qualities that caught the attention of powerful figures in Moscow. In 1996, he moved to Moscow, where he quickly climbed the political ranks. He held key positions including Deputy Chief of the Presidential Staff and Director of the FSB, the Federal Security Service. His rise was swift, as he demonstrated a remarkable ability to navigate the complexities of Russian politics. By 1999, Boris Yeltsin, Russia's first post-Soviet president, was searching for a successor to stabilize the nation. Impressed by Putin's pragmatism and loyalty, Yeltsin appointed him prime minister. On December 31, 1999, Yeltsin resigned unexpectedly, naming Vladimir Putin acting president, a moment that marked the beginning of a new era. When Vladimir Putin assumed the presidency in 2000, Russia was in disarray. The chaotic 1990s had left the nation struggling with economic collapse, political instability, and a sense of diminished global status. His presidency aimed to restore stability, rebuild the economy, and reassert the government's authority. His approach was pragmatic, calculated, and focused on consolidating power. He also targeted the oligarchs who had amassed immense wealth and political influence during the 1990s. By reasserting state control over key industries, including oil and gas, he curtailed their power. High-profile cases, such as the arrest of Yukos CEO Khodorkovsky, sent a clear message that the Kremlin was firmly in charge. Last but not least, he restored a sense of national pride and stability, positioning himself as a leader capable of delivering order. Vladimir Putin's foreign policy has been a defining feature of his presidency, aimed at reasserting Russia's role as a global superpower. His approach has been marked by strategic opposition to Western influence, military interventions, and efforts to reshape the global balance of power. Putin views NATO's eastward expansion as a direct threat to Russia's security. Countries like Poland, the Baltic states, and Ukraine have increasingly aligned with the West, challenging Russia's traditional sphere of influence. In response, Putin has vocally opposed NATO enlargement, portraying it as a provocation against Russian sovereignty and a destabilizing factor in Eastern Europe. In 2008, Russia invaded Georgia to support the breakaway regions of South Ossetia and Abkhazia. This move sent a clear message about Russia's willingness to use military force to protect its interests. In Syria, Russia's intervention in 2015 propped up President Bashar al-Assad, securing Moscow's foothold in the Middle East. In 2014, the annexation of Crimea in Ukraine marked a turning point in modern geopolitics, drawing condemnation and economic sanctions from the West. The conflict in Ukraine has become one of the most contentious events of Vladimir Putin's presidency. What began with the annexation of Crimea in 2014 escalated into a full-scale invasion in February 2022, while threatening the West of nuclear strikes. As of December 2024, the ongoing war in Ukraine has resulted in significant military and civilian casualties, on both sides. At least 80,000 Russian military personnel and between 60 and 100,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed since the invasion began. Economically, Russia has faced repercussions, as Western sanctions have, for example, frozen an estimated $300 billion in Russian assets. The return of Donald Trump to the presidency alters the dynamics of the war. Trump's reluctance to prolong the conflict, his desire to negotiate, and his criticisms of NATO will impact U.S. support for Ukraine. Vladimir Putin has turned to a network of strategic alliances to counterbalance the dominance of the U.S. and its allies. The BRICS alliance, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has become a cornerstone of Putin's strategy. By deepening economic partnerships, particularly with China, Russia has circumvented Western sanctions, trading in local currencies to reduce reliance on the U.S. dollar. BRICS members explore alternative financial systems and a shift away from Western-led institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. In the Middle East, Russia's partnership with Iran has grown stronger. This collaboration extends to military and energy cooperation, with Iran supplying drones to support Russia's military operations in Ukraine. Russia's relationship with North Korea has evolved into a multifaceted alliance with significant implications for the Ukraine conflict. North Korea not only providing arms and ammunition, but also sending military personnel to support Russia's operations. By aligning with nations that challenge the Western-led global order, Vladimir Putin demonstrates that Russia is not isolated, but at the heart of a growing coalition advocating for a multipolar world. Through these strategic partnerships, he is reshaping the dynamics of global power while securing critical support for his military objectives. While Vladimir Putin has been celebrated by supporters for restoring stability and national pride, journalists critical of the government have faced harassment, exile, or worse. The 2006 assassination of investigative journalist Anna Politkovskaya and the poisoning of political opponents such as Alexei Navalny have strained Russia's relations with Western nations. Vladimir Putin's journey from a modest upbringing in Leningrad to becoming one of the most influential and polarizing figures of the 21st century is a testament to his strategic vision and resilience. Over 2 decades, his leadership has transformed Russia's political, economic, and international landscape. His supporters celebrate him as a restorer of national pride and global influence, while his critics warn of the dangers of authoritarianism and a legacy of suppression. What are your thoughts on Vladimir Putin's leadership? Has he secured a stronger future for Russia? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this exploration insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives and legacies of global leaders who shaped civilizations.